Sounds. Hello from LA. Hello from South Africa. Hello, LA. Hello, America. Hello.
Hello.
Wow. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Hello.
How you doing, good people? Good.
Doing great, and you?
We're tired and stressed, and our feet are hurting.
You're tired? But you're making great progress.
Absolutely, man.
Making in these trying and difficult times, you're still making it happen. And you're providing a service and a platform.
Oh yeah.
And you're inspiring people.
Oh yeah.
So don't pat yourself on the shoulder enough to knock yourself down, but definitely pat yourself on the shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we don't do that.
All right, wonderful people. So we are live. I think we can get started. Yeah, maybe we can start off with the introductions on your side. Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, James. Hi, Alisa, Samat.
Yes.
How you guys doing that side?
Good, great.
Well.
You?
Yeah, it's been a while, eh?
It's been a while.
Right, man.
I had to put on my mask because I don't know what is God, and I don't
social
want
distancing.
What is what I can't.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, Samat, it's really great to have you guys here, you and us and James, to be appearing here at the Rustenburg Film Festival.
Yes.
There's quite a number of people that are actually in this session, live in the session, that are actually watching us. And yeah, Top Actor Studios. Samat, please introduce your team and brief us what's Top Actor Studios, because our people this side would really like to know what is Top Actor Studios, because I had few people actually asking me earlier about what's the link between Top Actor Studios and the actual top actor that we saw on South African TV.
Exactly.
So please, man.
Exactly. So hello, everyone, and thank you once again for having us on board your festival. Congratulations on making it happen in this environment, and we're just happy to be here to support. As you know, I've been working across Africa for 12 years, 16 different countries, specifically South Africa as well, for the last, again, 12 years. And on the film and TV side, I've produced a lot of different content, including the format Top Actor. And Top Actor did a few seasons, which we shot in South Africa. Season 1, season 2, we shot in South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya, but the majority of it in South Africa. And that platform, that format, went on to launch on BET Africa when BET launched in Africa, as you know, channel 129. And since then, we've been in a privileged position to help launch careers through Top Actor, the television series. If you know Altavis Lawrence, Jesse Suntele, even Atando Akani came through Top Actor with us. And so we've gone on to also produce films, which is a natural extension of that. We've produced the first Top Actor sponsored film that actually came out in theaters and cinemas in South Africa, which was called Love by Chance, which featured one of the winners from Top Actor. And we shot that project in in Atlanta, USA. And so naturally, just watching the platform, the format evolve, and being very much motivated to help bridge the gap between Hollywood and Africa, South Africa included, and giving actors from South Africa an opportunity to work in the US and work on Hollywood projects, and not just look at it from creating content that's just local. I think if you're talented, the world should be able to see your talent, right? And so through that, the natural extension was, how do we turn that into a more full service acting platform where anyone in the world can access the knowledge and the tools needed to be successful as an actor. And so I partnered up with my partners, Alyssa Brooks and James Knight, and they are also based in Atlanta. And I'm also based in Atlanta. And originally we were going to do a brick and mortar, but that morphed into the COVID era that we're in right now, which actually turned out to be a blessing, because now we are able to provide a platform where the world can access top level training. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're in South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, the US, some small town in the US, or London, or the UK, or anywhere in the world, in the Caribbean. You can come onto our platform and access top level training from a plethora of our teachers, and at an affordable price. So I will turn it over to my co-founders. I'll let Alyssa take the lead, and she can tell you a bit more.
Perfect. Thanks, Samad. I feel like you did a great job. I don't know what you want me to say after that. Yeah, Samad touched on it beautifully. Our passion is to bring top-level training to aspiring and working actors regardless of location. Both James and myself grew up in small towns in the United States, and so Hollywood was very far away. And for us to have access to the training, we had to move locations. So we moved to Los Angeles, and that's where we ended up meeting. And that was really either New York or Los Angeles were really the only places you could go to have access to that level of training. And as we've grown in our careers and had success in our careers, it's been really important to us to turn around and help those behind us on the path reach their goals. If you want to jump in.
Yeah, so that's kind of where Top Actor Studio was birthed. We met Samad out here in Atlanta, thankfully, and it's been a great partnership, a great friendship. But yeah, when we met and we learned about his series Top Actor in Africa and his show, we were super excited about it because we love the idea of a reality show for actors to help actors succeed. And Alyssa and I, again, being in the industry, wanting to help other actors, kind of just started brainstorming with Samad on how can we bring Top Actor and that idea to the US. And then it just kind of started to evolve into, hey, let's open up a studio so that we can bring this quality of training. And like Samad alluded to, when COVID hit, it was an opportunity for us to kind of rethink this whole brick and mortar idea. With all these new streaming platforms, and also in our industry, in the film and television industry, everything's virtual now. Auditions are virtual, callbacks are virtual, meeting directors and producers is virtual. And so Top Actor Studio was kind of born out of necessity and the changes within the industry. So it's like Samad said, we wanted to take this top level training and provide it to actors regardless of their location. So we have some phenomenal teachers on our platform from LA, from New York, Atlanta, Florida, the UK, South Africa, who are at the top of their game. All of them are working. We have series regulars. We have actors that have been on Broadway. We have actors that are currently doing voiceover for major productions. So the teachers on the platform are legit and they're incredible. And so we're super excited to be able to bring, create a platform to bring that level of training to actors around the globe.
Yeah. Quite interesting, James. Quite interesting. Now, your training, basically, what is it that it entails? If you have to break it down to somebody who hasn't got a clue, somebody could be sitting at home watching and say, am I going to be getting studying material? And, how is it going to work? I mean, online training, how is it going? Can you just take us through that?
Yeah.
So we've broken our classes down into essentially two types of classes. We have informational classes, which are just that. They're an opportunity for actors of any level to come gain information on a particular topic. We cover everything from headshots and resumes to what it's like when you book your first role, what to expect when you show up on set, how to get a US visa, how to get a working visa to work from in another country. So we have informational classes. They're 1 hour. They're Q&A format, much like we're doing here. So the instructor will come on a given topic, share their information, and then open the floor for questions for students. So they can ask anything that wasn't covered, or if they have more pressing questions on the topic that they want more detailed, they're welcome to include questions on that. And then we have performance classes. And those performance classes are broken down into either a self-tape class, because as you may or may not know, the industry here is changing. So what used to be only in-person auditions have now become self-tape. And Atlanta was actually one of the first places that started that. And it started because actors were traveling 3 to 4 hours for auditions. And unfortunately, one of them was in a car accident and severely injured. And so the casting directors here said, how can we change the model so that we don't have actors doing this exorbitant amount of travel unnecessarily? So the self-tape market was born, where you put yourself on tape and submit that. And then if they want to see more of you, then they bring a few select individuals for an in-person audition. Well, that has translated into Los Angeles and New York, where casting directors go, oh, I can have a much wider reach now if I can see actors from all over the place initially on self-tape, and then I can fly them in if I feel really passionate about having the actor in the room. So the industry has changed in that respect. And as such, we're offering that model as part of our format, where an actor can submit a self-tape. It can be done simply with a cell phone or a basic camera at home. And then during their live class with their instructor, they would receive feedback on that tape. This is what works on your self-tape. This is what doesn't. This acting moment needs to be reanalyzed, etc. We also have classes on helping the technical aspect of doing self-tape. And then our final type of class is a live performance class, where we would be doing this one-on-one. It's a class of 15 students. You would prepare your scene ahead of time and perform it for me. And I would give you notes and I would give you feedback and redirects, and we would adjust and work your craft from there. Every class that we do is pay as you go. So there's no long-term commitment. That was something that was really important to us. So actors can make their studying as individualized as their budget allows. Given the plethora of classes that we have, they can take an improv class on Monday, they could take a hosting class on Tuesday, they could take a music theater class on Thursday, and they're becoming a well-rounded individual. We actually have one of our amazing teachers on if you want to ask more specific questions about the type of classes. We have the beautiful Jennifer Fouché. She's one of our musical theater teachers. She's performed on Broadway. She's brilliant. If you have any questions specific to her, I'm sure she would be happy to share.
And she is in New York, so just to give you kind of a background there. But also to piggyback off what Alyssa said with our classes, it's important to note that all of Top Actors' courses are live. So you're never going to log in and pay for a class and just watch a video. Your instructor is going to be with you every step of the way, regardless if it's informational, if it's a self-tape or a live performance, or even a one-on-one coaching. You're doing it live. And that's what makes our platform different than a lot of these other platforms where you pay for something and then you're just watching a course. You know, you're able to get that one-on-one feedback, that personalized feedback. And what's really unique about our platform too is the training of the student. Their training follows them wherever they go. So if you take a class with Jennifer on Monday and you finish her class, she has a card, a client card for you, and she's going to type in notes and she's going to mark your progress so that when you take with another teacher on our platform, that follows you and your teachers always know where you're at in your career, in your training. So you're not getting a lot of redundant information. You can really be pushed to grow as an artist.
Your growth is very personalized on the platform. And that was something also that was really important to us. In many classes, you're one of 50, 100 students, and you take the class and then you're done. And if you took the class again, you get the same information. And for us, we really wanted the actor to feel like they were being challenged and that they were growing to be their best performance self. And so that's part of what our platform does is your progress is tracked with you so that you are growing and your development as an actor is ensured with each class that you take, regardless of who you study with.
Yeah, and maybe before we go to Jennifer for you to introduce herself as well and tell us about the programs, can you just confirm the platform? What's the website so that we can put it up on the screen for our people that are watching?
Absolutely. So it's www.topactorstudio.com.
No S.
Okay.
Studio. Top Actor Studio.
Top Actor Studio.
Correct.
And they can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under that same handle, Top Actor Studio.
Okay, cool. Over to you, Jen. Hi, Jen.
Hi. I know we're supposed to start at noon. I'm so sorry. I was having technical issues.
You're fine.
You should have seen me working on my phone like I've never been that fast in my life. Trying to get to you. So it's lovely to be here. So good to see you all and meet you and things.
Yeah. Just give us an intro yourself and then you can go to the programs. Just a brief overview.
Sure. I feel like half my head might be cut off. I'm going to adjust some things here. I have been a teaching artist for roughly 10 years. I've been doing private coaching for roughly 12. And I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts here in New York. There's one in New York and one in LA. It is the oldest acting conservatory in the English-speaking world in terms of it was the first one. Excuse me. It boasts an incredible alumni from Cecil B. DeMille to Robert Redford to Adrian Brody. You know, these are the kinds of people who've come through there. So beautiful, beautiful training. This is actually career number 2 for me. I am a classically trained singer as well. I was in the music industry for around 12 years or so. So I come from a vocal background as well as an acting background. The training I received at the Academy was Meisner based as a whole, though all sort of methods and processes were embraced, which was a beautiful experience as well. I have been very fortunate to work ever since I graduated in 2008. It's sort of, the Academy is a 2-year program. The program that I went through is a 2-year conservatory program, which is like 4 years of Juilliard in 2 years. So incredibly intense for serious actors. So that was a lovely experience because I was good and grown when I went there. And then I was asked to be in the Academy Company, which is a beautiful 3rd year that you couldn't even audition for at the time. You let them know if you were interested and they let you know if you were accepted. And it was about 6 weeks of intense advanced courses to build on what we'd already learned. And then we just did shows for the rest of the year, which was incredible. We would do 4 shows, 4 performances of each show we were cast in. Because it was conservatory training, they cast you in lead roles, supporting roles, roles that were sort of your default setting as an actor in terms of what you sort of would be cast at as most often, as well as things that stretch you and really sort of force you to step outside your comfort zone. That was also a beautiful experience. It was open. It's considered New York theater because it was open to the public. And then, of course, industry people were invited. So there was a lot to be gained and learned from that year. So I have that training. In addition to that, I studied with Jeff Perry, who's one of the co-founders of Steppenwolf Theater Company, if you're familiar with that. If you're familiar with Scandal, he was Cyrus Bean on Scandal. He's a brilliant, brilliant teacher, a beautiful human. And I was able to work extensively with him as well, which was also a wonderful experience. I fortunately have a very well-rounded experience in this business. Part of that is just being an actor of color. There isn't enough work, really an actor in general, but especially being an actor of color in the United States, there's not enough work for you to kind of just stay in one thing if you can do several things. You know, I mean, if you can't sing, you can't sing, and that's unfortunate. But if you can, then you should probably build on that so that you can be even more hireable, you know. So I'm very fortunate to work in television, film, voiceover, theater, you know, and I since I graduated in 2008, the longest I've been without a job is 9 days. So I've been very, very fortunate. You know, whether it was readings, workshops, you know, full-on productions or what have you. I've recently, over the past year and a half, almost 2 years, been blessed to be in animation as a voice actor. So I'm a recurring character on Pinkalicious and Peterific on PBS, which is just crazy and amazing. So I'm learning and growing in that field as well. I love teaching. I love teaching people who don't know anything about acting other than they love it, love to watch it, love to enjoy the experience of being at a show, seeing a production, because I changed careers. I didn't go to drama school till I was 34. I'm 49 now. I never mind telling my age because I look real good. So just saying. But, you know, so I didn't go to school until late. So I know what it feels like to be someone who is jumping into the deep end, so to speak. And the academy was such incredible training, which is what I base my teaching method on. It's a soft place to land. Nobody feels like they're going to drown, you know? And so that's basically, that's me. I'm married. I have 2 cats. So,
I actually want to piggyback off that for, you know, the prospective artists and students that are watching, is that you hear Jennifer and you hear her amazing training. And this is what's so great about Top Actor Studio, is you don't have to fly out here to train at the academy. You can train with somebody that already did that and is passing that knowledge on to you. We have teachers that train at the academy, you know, NYU, with some of the best, you know, voiceover artists in the industry. So the teachers on our platform are coming with this high level training and passing that on. And that was one of the biggest passions and ideals behind Top Actor Studio, is to find these amazing instructors like Jennifer, to bring them to the platform so that knowledge can just be filtered down to our students.
And even expanding on that, all of our teachers, as you heard, Jennifer's only been without a job as an actor for 9 days. Every instructor on our platform is actively working in the industry. So the knowledge that they're passing on to their students is firsthand. They didn't do it 30 years ago. They're doing it today. They're auditioning. They're doing the same thing that you're doing. They're just further ahead on the path. So they're sharing that knowledge and hopefully giving you shortcuts to help you get there, saving you time and money and energy so that you're not wasting your efforts in the wrong direction, so that you can hone your craft and be your best self in the best way possible.
There's a lot of people out there that want to sell you your dream. We just want to help you accomplish your dream, right? Not sell it to you, help you get there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about.
And let me, if I can add one other thing as well. I think it's very important to understand where the industry is going right now. Everyone has a global outlook. content is traveling now. You have companies like Netflix and your Viacoms, all the big companies that are from the US are also now in Africa. And all of them realize that it's not just about making local content. They want to make content that can travel. So if they produce something in South Africa, they want to make sure that they can also air it in Europe and the US and wherever else. So it's very important as these companies pump a lot of money into Africa that the talent is prepared to meet the challenge, right? Because that means more and more productions are going up, and it's going to be a need for more and more talent. And I think even in this COVID environment, most of the big companies are running out of content. As things loosen up, more and more productions are going to be happening, right? And more auditions are going to be happening, more and more productions are going to be happening, and there's going to be a really strong need for talent. And you want to be as prepared as possible while you wait for things to open up. You don't wait for things to open up to say, okay, let me get ready. As Will Smith says, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So that's the whole purpose. And also, an actor never stops training. You never stop training. Denzel still trains. I mean, if you think about basketball, LeBron James still trains. Michael Jordan still trains. All of the best in any industry still trains. So it's not a matter of getting to a certain level of success in the acting field and you say, well, I don't have to train anymore. You never stop. It's a muscle. So just keep that in mind. Understand where the industry is going. You're at a film festival right now. That means people are producing content, and more content is going to be produced later on. So stay ready. Stay ready.
Just on that one, Samad, Top Actor Studios.
Yes.
I picked up that you've got quite a number of trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does your platform allows one to actually get to choose who he would prefer to train with?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Alyssa, maybe you can break that down for them.
Yeah. So on our website, if a prospective student logs on, you can see all of our trainers and their bios, what they've worked on, who they are, what their training is, how long they've been in the industry. And you can click on that instructor and see everything that instructor is offering for classes. If you're open to any instructor, you can simply look at our list of classes and go, oh, that class on, how to reclaim my audition room time. That sounds interesting. Let me jump into that class. So you can mix and match. You might take one class with Jennifer on Tuesday and take another class with Atandwa on Thursday, because you like what each offers. And because notes will be taken from each instructor, you'll still develop and grow. And it's like you've got the best of both worlds. You've got notes from both instructors, so they can piggyback off each other and their expertise and their experience. So you're continuing to grow and develop. But yes, absolutely. You get to pick any instructor that you want, and the frequency with which you study with that instructor is entirely up to you.
Right. So
I'm so sorry. I wanted to add something that piggyback on what Alyssa said that I think might be interesting and important to new students who are seeking online training, whether, the budget just isn't there to go to conservatory, or anything like that. When, we talk about each instructor from different classes keeping a record of your progress and what's happening with you as a student, I'd like to point out that is actually something that happens in conservatories. That is conservatory training. So really what people have access to with this picking this sort of a la carte way of studying, right? And in terms of choosing classes, choosing instructors, they're still getting the benefit of a conservatory style education. So you're not starting from scratch every time you go to a new teacher, because who needs that? I mean, you want to be able to have someone build on a technique. If someone takes, a class with another instructor, with Leanne Grant, for example, on Shakespeare, and then they want to, refine a monologue with me, or they want to, work on a song for an audition, then I already know where they are. So I can approach, I won't waste their time. That's another thing. You know, if they do a private coaching, I can look at their history and approach their training from the point of their personal academic history with us, right? And that's a incredibly important, because that actually separates conservatory training from any other kind of acting training that you might get, is that you have this history that follows, and teachers pay attention and build on what you know. And that's unique. That's very unique.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll add one other point. It's very important to realize that it's not your traditional school setting or your school, the way you would approach, okay, I'm signing up, I'm registering for a university, and you know, I have this a teacher and I have this assignment, and then I have to take these tests. Forget that, okay? Just think of it purely as an opportunity to go to the gym. It's like going to the gym, right? Some people may have a gym membership, or they may pay a trainer for 20 classes, a bunch of money, and you might have to travel, or you might have some family issues. You might not be able to make all 20 classes, right? So now you're out of some money, or you didn't have enough money to put up front. In this case, it's really about, okay, I have time today or tomorrow to go to the gym and work out. And we've priced it. So we're calling Top Actor, think of it as a gym for actors. We've priced it in a way that it's affordable across Africa. It's affordable here in the US. We didn't just say, hey, okay, we're going to come up with this amount of money. You're going to pay us a chunk of money up front, and we're going to give you XYZ amount of classes. No, we purely said we're going to make it convenient for your schedule and affordable for your pockets. So it's affordable in the US, it's affordable in Africa. And we've kept that in mind. Me being on the ground in Africa for so long, as you know, Kia, I think it was very important to keep that in mind, and also understand where we are in the world with this pandemic, right? So it's very affordable, and it's when it's convenient for you, and when it's affordable for you to say, okay, next week I have a couple extra bucks. I'm going to take Jennifer's class, and I might not be able to take another class until 2 weeks later, but at that time, I can take another class.
And the beauty of it is that your progress isn't lost.
Exactly.
Because the notes are there from your teacher. Even if you can't take more than one class a month because that's what your budget allows, you're not starting over every time. You're still able to build and grow and use the time that you had with your teacher to work on it outside of class, to take the notes and the feedback that you got and implement them on your own time, and come back, whether it's with that same teacher or a different one, and you're going to build. You're not losing progress. And so many training programs either have prerequisites that you have to take information that you already know and redo that again just to be able to take classes that actually challenge you, or they give you a bunch of fluff in the beginning so that they're taking your money before you actually get to the good stuff that focuses and challenges you. And for us, it's about, we want to challenge the actor wherever they are. So if you're at the very beginning of your career, great. We're going to challenge you. We're going to push you. We're going to help you grow. You're auditioning, you're working, but maybe you're not booking yet. We're going to challenge you. We're going to push you. We're going to help you grow. That's the whole passion behind every teacher that's on our platform and the mission of what we started in the first place.
And this applies to your celebrities too. All the actors who made it already. You know, this
just as a matter of interest, Samad, do you have any teachers on your platform that are from South Africa?
Yes, we do. Alyssa, maybe you want to speak to that. Yes, we do.
Yes, we have Brandon Oret is a working actor in South Africa. I'm not sure if he was able to hop on. I know he was going to try, but he was having some technical issues. So he may or may not be on today to answer questions, but he's on. And we also are in talks with an improv coach that currently works and lives in South Africa. And she's going to be joining our platform very shortly. So we do, and we're ever expanding as we find teachers that meet that level of quality. We want to expand again, so that we have additional classes and additional times available. But there's a benchmark. And so we don't just welcome any teacher, as you can see from our lovely Jennifer, that there's a quality and a caliber of education and passion and talent and experience that we want to bring to the platform. So it's ever growing, it's ever evolving. But yes, we do have teachers from South Africa, London, and the United States, both ends of the coast here in the US as well.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted to go back to the training portion. Yeah, I wanted to go back to the classes on how the platform works, because it is kind of unique. It's kind of the first of its kind in how this training is presented on the platform. So it's like Alyssa said, when you go to the website, you can search by the instructor that you want to train with, or you can go to a page on our website called This Week's Classes, and you can see what we're offering for the week, just kind of at a glance, and what times those classes are offered. So you can look at the week at a glance and kind of plan your schedule that way, or you can go to the individual instructor's page and you can see what classes they're offering. I can tell you that just because there's a class listed under an instructor's name that they teach, it may not be on the schedule that week, because we like to rotate through our classes, but keep checking in. And if you ever get on the website and there's a class that you really, really want to take, maybe it's not offered at a time that's convenient for you, or maybe it's not offered as frequently as you would like, we want to get that feedback from you. We are a platform that values feedback in all aspects. So we want to hear from you if there's classes that you want to take more often. So that's how our platform works. We try to make it very interactive.
In addition to the classes that we offer, all of our instructors also offer private coaching. So you work on something in a class with Jennifer or Brandon or Atando or any of our amazing instructors, and you really, you love their energy, you love what they're giving you. You want to have 30 minutes of just you time with them to really hone your craft. We offer that, and that's at a $1 US per minute. Again, making it affordable was something that was really important to us. And so you can book that, and there's often more availability in terms of instructors that maybe you can squeeze it in after work. If the class time didn't work for you, now you can meet them when you get off from work and schedule one-on-one. So that's also an option. Yeah,
so taking classes, like Samad said, going to a gym, taking a class, working your craft. But also if you have an audition coming up and you want to train one-on-one with somebody for a big audition that you have, that's a possibility on our platform.
Yes. One other thing, we forgot to mention Atando Akani. He's also one of our instructors.
Oh, yes.
So, he's now based in New York, but he's one of your own, Mr. Black Panther.
Atando Akani.
Oh, yeah.
John Kani's son.
Yeah, I know him.
And
go ahead. Good people, I went to your website, and like you're saying, I think there's quite flexibility in terms of the fees and the fee structure and all. It is beautiful. It is beautifully structured and very, very flexible. So we've got a question. I don't know if you'll be able to read that, but I can read it for you. But you look like you guys have got sharp eyes. Who would like to read the first one? There's two of them.
I'll read it. That's fine. So 2 questions. One, is acting a skill or a talent? Can someone who is not born with the innate talent get to the apex of acting excellence with proper training? I can say yes. It's definitely, it's both, right? Some people, Samad, you gave the gym or the basketball analogy, and I think this works with acting as well. There's some people that are just going to have a natural talent, just hands down are naturally talented at acting, a sport, playing a musical instrument, what have you. But raw talent only gets you so far. And then there comes the training to gain more skill. And that skill is really going to help you succeed. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this book by Malcolm Gladwell called, what is it? It's like the 10,000 hour rule, right? Where he basically says, anyone, and this is fascinating, somebody with raw talent that doesn't train compared to somebody without that raw talent who does train, when they reach that 10,000 hours of training, they will actually be better than the person that had the raw talent. So I think it's a mix, right? I think anybody that has a passion for performance can absolutely gain the skills to be successful as an actor. That's my 2 cents. I'll pass it on to somebody.
But we wanted the second question disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted Jen to take the second question because I think it's more appropriate. Jen, there you go. The second bit. At what point
would a mentee get elevated from online coaching to physically presence coaching? That's a good question. Our platform is online. That said, you're actually getting the same, and any coach who's going to address what you want and need to get whatever it is you want to get, whether you're coming to someone for audition prep, whether you're coming into coaching just as opposed, some people may or may not want to be in a class, or just, or the schedule just doesn't line up. So they do it, they do this online coaching. You're actually getting the same thing, especially if it's acting, singing, any type of, voice and speech work. If you're talking about a movement class, that might be different at some point, where you might get to a point where you need to be in a room with someone physically. But what I have found, especially during the pandemic, it is, because it's a whole new movie, this pandemic, in terms of learning, in terms of performing, it's a whole nother situation. But what we found is that anything you can do live, you can do virtually. In terms of how you enjoy something that's a full production is different. I don't think that can be translated theater, on screen, but the learning can be, the instruction can be. So it's really not a matter of elevating to someone's physical presence in teaching you. You can elevate and still learn. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in an online platform, you can still elevate to that next level with your teacher online. So these days, what I have found is that it doesn't matter. You're getting the same, whether they're in your face or on a screen. You really are getting the same training. If that's helpful, I hope that answered the question.
And just as a side note for that, one of our long-term goals for the platform, because Jennifer's absolutely right, we wouldn't have created this platform if we felt that there was a plateau or a ceiling that would have been hit for performers, because that doesn't fit in with our mission of wanting actors to grow to be their best selves. So as Jennifer said, everything that you would learn in person can be achieved via this platform. That said, one of our long-term goals when the world returns to some semblance of normal post-COVID, and we're not dealing with the idea of catching a deadly disease from people, we would like to do in-person workshops where we take a select group of our instructors and we're in various locations for a weekend. And it would just be a one-off weekend, but it would be an opportunity for students to come and work face-to-face with the instructor that they've been working with online. So that's something that we have kind of in our heads down the road as a goal for the business, and a goal for continuing to make that connection, because bridging the gap between working actors and aspiring actors is something that we're very passionate about. It's in our mission statement, and we feel that as wonderful as this is, we do see the value and the need for having that face-to-face time with the instructors that you're learning from.
But also, this is the future now. I think we were headed here before COVID.
Just fast forwarded.
I think this just pushed. Fast forward. So the online training, I don't think is going to go anywhere anytime soon, to be honest with you.
I don't think casting will ever go back to in-person. I will be shocked if they go back to in-person as their first line, because they can see so many more people in the course of just click, click, click from, this appointment to this appointment to this appointment. They don't have to worry about the overhead space of finding a location, of worrying about no-shows. If somebody doesn't show, they just, they're in their office, they're fine. It's not interrupting their day. There's so much less stress from the casting director's standpoint, especially for initial auditions. I don't foresee in-person initial auditions coming back anytime soon. And this is the new standard.
And that's the great thing about Top Actor is, we have the self-tape classes which is going to be your initial audition for casting. So you can work on that part of your craft. And then we have live performance classes, which is what you're going to be doing at a callback in front of directors and producers. So you're able to work on your craft and the new medium with which we have to perform and get jobs. So
because auditioning and working are two very different skills.
Absolutely.
And we found that this platform prepares you for both, which is unique.
I like the self-tape, because the self-tape cuts out a lot of things, because sometimes when actors go for these auditions, they are very, very nervous. You know, sometimes it's not so easy to really you know, for the directors or whoever is holding the casting session to really get what the actor is about, because then you have this thing, you know, the nerves. Of course, you guys, you do teach them to be calm and you do teach them all that. But I think really when they prepare this self-tape at their own space, at a comfortable space, then it's something that truly represents them going forward. You know, that's just my thought.
No, it's true. Self-tape gives actors, I think in some cases, it can be a double-edged sword. Some actors love it because it gives them that freedom of nobody's watching me. I can just be my authentic self. And there are actors that absolutely loathe that because they're then their own judge of their work. And they're looking at the self-tape going, I make that face? Why did I make that face? I don't like that face. I'm not saying that. So there's benefit to experiencing it for both ends of the spectrum, because you have to be able to work in both aspects. If you're the actor that hates the self-tape, it doesn't mean you get out of doing them. You still have to find a way to do it. If you're the actor,
that's true.
right? I'm one of those. I tape it and I'm done. I don't watch it because art is not meant to judge itself, in my opinion. So I'm one of those people that, you know, I do the self-tape and I submit and I move on with my day. But that was a skill I had to learn, right? So that's something that we pass on to our students, how to objectively look at yourself enough to get the job done and get the work submitted. And then on the flip side, you have the actors that they're great on self-tape when it's just them in their house. And then when there are, you know, two other sets of eyes looking at them, they freeze. And you have to be able to work past that as well. And our platform has both ends of that we address.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, guys, oh man, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being with us. It's only unfortunate we have to run because we've got a screening that we need to go and attend to.
That's the best reason in the world.
We could have gone on and on and on. I mean, this is so amazing. So
if anybody has any questions, if there's any students out there that have other questions for us, you can reach us, connect@topactorstudio.com. You can find it on our website. We have an email address. We're here for you. We want to answer your questions. We want to help you train. So just reach out to us.
Or reach out on any of the social media platforms.
Correct.
We check those daily as well, so we can reach you that way.
We just launched something on IG, so check us out on IG. You can actually win a one-on-one personal training with an instructor. We just have a couple of different rules. It's just about following us on social media. So hit us up on IG @TopActorStudio.
You study with the lovely Jennifer.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man, thank you so much, guys. Oh, we wish you were here. You know.
Us too.
We wish you were here, but thank you so much.
Congratulations again on the festival.
Yes.
Thank you so much. No, it's been a pleasure. We are really interested at this the new Top Actor Studio venture. Our people on this side, surely they are interested, and really hope that you're gonna start seeing numbers growing from your platform. Once again, thanks, Samad, for connecting with us here at the Rustenburg Film Festival, South Africa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Be safe, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. So for those that are still watching from the other side, we coming for our screening, and one more time, here is the trailer, but don't go away. We're gonna be there for this screening. Ciao, ciao. See you now.
prosecution please lay the charges against the accused before this court?
2 counts of murder and causing fear and distress in the public domain. My name is Solomon Mahlangu. I live in Mamelodi, C2 Ndebele section.
There's going to be a match on the 16th of June in Soweto. I want you guys to come.
Soweto made us angry. It made me angry. Policemen killing children. What? Afrikaans? We were tired of only having stones to throw while you shoot us with bullets. We were going to fight fire with fire.
Solomon Mahlangu and Mondi Motlang have a common purpose. They left the country together. They underwent military training together.
You're not mercenaries. You're freedom fighters. Are we clear?
And together, they terrorized the people of South Africa. They had a common purpose. And that purpose was murder.
Welcome to Pretoria Central Maximum Security Prison. When you leave here, it'll be in a coffin.
There is no punishment that you can lay out in this court. No law, no government can pass that will kill the will of the people. Because we will fight. We will continue to fight until all our people are free.